100% on board. All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of listener feedback that we had.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
All right. So we've already talked about this a little bit, but the SEC went 5-7 this season. That would have been a 13 number complete if A&M had played, but they didn't. So what does that mean? So 5-7. Does that mean that the SEC sucks, or like, I don't know. What do we take home from that 5-7? I don't know. Whoever, just jump in. You don't know.
I don't know.
I was like, I think what it boils down to is several of those games, Tennessee, were poorly officiated. And things didn't go the way they should have gone. That's one loss.
That's what we take home from this.
That's what I'm taking home. And you got to remember too that 2 or 3 of these games are programs that are in major transitions right now. A couple of these programs are, new first-year head coaches. Although one of them's a win, but I think it's a weird time right now in the SEC where we're bringing in new people, old people are leaving, and it's just. I don't think that's indicative of the strength of the conference. Because when you
want to know what is indicative of the strength of the conference, the fact that the national championship is all SEC.
Yeah, that kind of tells me something too.
Well, and we even talked about that when the teams were playing each other. We keep talking about, what if there's a Georgia-Alabama rematch? But for it was a possibility that we could have no SEC teams in the national championship. But here we are. So, by the way, this question was submitted by Teddy. Shout out to Teddy. I appreciate that. But yeah, I think probably what it indicates, I think we used to pride ourselves on the ability for even mid-tier teams and to some extent lower tier teams in the SEC competing nationwide. I don't think that that's necessarily the case now. But that's a good point as well about teams that are in transition, which we do have a few of those right now that are historically good teams that are going through a transition. And so we'll see. I think it's more of an indication of the state of a few of the teams in the SEC that typically do well. And also it's a little bit top heavy right now. You got your teams, your Bamas and your Georgias that are going to do well. And then you have the others mid-tier to lower tier that aren't going to necessarily represent well against other conferences. So,
and then you have Vanderbilt, who didn't lose in a bowl game or win.
They didn't.
Did y'all see? Speaking of Vanderbilt, let me get back on my high horse for a minute. Did y'all see the tweet that Vanderbilt Athletics sent out after that game? After the Tennessee pick?
No, not. Can't say that I followed them.
The Tennessee Purdue game. They put a graphic up, or they put a picture up, or a tweet up. I can't talk because again the Fury's coming back. They put a tweet up that said teams that have won in Nissan Stadium this season. And it was a check mark with Purdue and an X mark with Tennessee. And I'm like, what?
Who is they? Who put this?
Vanderbilt's athletic department.
Oh, my.
They tweeted that. And oh, goodness, fall Twitter went to town.
I'm surprised they did that.
They went there. They did.
I wonder if it's since been deleted. That's just,
yeah.
I don't think so. I'll look for it and send the tweet.
Is it their football Twitter or
no,
is it like
it's
overall?
I think it was their athletic department, if I remember correctly.
That's just a bad look.
It was a hot, bloody mess because I got involved in it, and the rest of all Twitter went to town on it like you would expect. It was an awful take. Most people were like, you guys didn't even make a bowl. You didn't even win for conference game this year. Sit down and shut up.
Vandy's usually so chill about stuff. That's
that
surprising.
Tweet is still there.
Wow.
Teams who won in Nashville this year: Purdue check mark, Vanderbilt check mark, Tennessee X mark.
I'm shocked that got approved. I'm
shocked it's still there.
Shooketh.
It'd be one of those where it conveniently disappears later.
I'm gonna tag you guys in it right now, so
okay,
that way you can find it because it is a interesting tweet. to say the least.
Yeah. All right. Well, Vandy's athletic department do better on that. So
be nice.
yeah. All right. Well, so that